What's going on, Maxim Outdoorsers? We're back with an all-new episode. I'm here in Bedford County this week, and I'm going to be checking out not the highest point of Pennsylvania, but we're going to the second highest point in Pennsylvania this week, Blue Knob. And we'll be checking out Blue Knob State Park, doing a couple trails. We're going to be checking out some old homesteads, the second highest point, and some awesome overlooks. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this episode from Blue Knob State Park. Let's go. All right, guys, back again with an all-new episode of Maxim Outdoors. This week, I am taking you to Blue Knob State Park. First time ever here for me, so everything you're seeing on this video, it's my first time seeing it. So, a little different start to the video. I am at camp right now. It is October 14th, and just got everything set up. Timed myself. It took me about 10 minutes to get all my camp set up, everything from the tent to the sleeping pad to all my gear pretty much in the right spot. Did want to show you my go-to tent, the Kelty Late Start. Pretty tiny, as you can see. A lot of people ask me, you know, what tent I use. And yeah, it took me about 10 minutes to set this all up. Usually take 2 pillows with me. I got this nice, firm sleeping pad that takes, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to blow up. A down sleeping bag that is pretty lightweight. I use it for backpacking and super light, but super warm. And in case it does get too cold, it's going down to 46, I think, tomorrow. So I got this extra sleeping bag. And then, of course, my little source of light there, my lantern. And this tent has a couple pockets in case you're maybe curious about buying one of these. Pocket back here. But yeah, very easy to put up, very quick. Blue Knob State Park. It's got a pretty unique history. Everything from old distilleries to old Air Force bases to even being the old high point of Pennsylvania, which if you watch my Mount Davis video, you'll know a little bit more about that. From the looks of it, it looks like I'll have this back loop pretty much all to myself tonight. Not a lot of these campsites have campers right now, so don't know if this is going to be a 1 or 2 part episode, but I'm planning on doing a short, easy trail today. 1.8 miles, I believe it's called the Homestead Trail, but it takes you through some old homesteads, I guess. I didn't really read too much about it, but it did sound interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna head there in just a couple minutes, and as soon as I snap my fingers, I guess we'll be on the Homestead Trail. But as I said, this is the Homestead Trail, 1.8 miles. Looks like we're going to be walking into some tall grass here in just a second. But yeah, a little history about this park. Was originally settled back, I believe, in like the 1800s, maybe even the 1700s, by German immigrants. They came from, obviously, Germany, came to this area, settled down, and basically laid roots here, made farms, and built everything from schools to distilleries in this area. And from what I read, we're going to be running into some of the homesteads that these German immigrants back in the 1800s, 1700s lived in. So that's kind of the premise behind this trail here. And like I said, 1.8 miles, and we'll be doing a little bit of road hiking back. So this is an out and back 1.8, so it's going to be a little bit longer than 1.8 for me. It'll probably be around maybe 2 or 3 miles. We'll see. Well, it looks like the trail might have bottomed out here, down in this little valley here. Also looks like this is a pretty good area for deer bedding down. You can see all this tall grass here, how it's kind of pushed off to one side or another. But it's a good indicator if you're looking for deer. All these pushed down weeds and tall grasses and whatnot. You can see it's all over this area here. So if you're a hunter, this would probably be a decent little hillside to hunt here, judging by all the bedding and whatnot in this area. But yeah, we're gonna keep following this trail. It's getting a little denser. Trees are down. Not really the best maintained trail I've been on. Absolutely love views like this where the trees are just so in sync with the trail here. I did read that a couple of the trails around this area were old railroad tracks, railroad lines that would come up these mountains and get timber and whatnot off the sides of these mountains. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason why these trees are so perfectly in line with this trail here. Maybe this was one of the old railroad tracks that came through this area back in the early 1900s, 1800s. So yeah, pretty cool view here. All right, well, probably about a mile and a half into this trail now. Starting to head back up, and you could kind of see some of the remnants of the old settlers here. I believe this is an old, probably property line from an old farm back in the day. And then if you look to my left, you can see some very old fence posts from who knows when. But yeah, usually if you see walls like this, farmers did that way back in the day. They would till up these lands here way before any trees were here, or after the trees were cut down. And any rock they would hit with their tractors or plows or horse pulled plows, they would take all the rocks and basically make a wall, which is what we're looking at here. That's one of the only remnants of the past I've seen so far on this trail here. But I'm gonna guess we're not too much farther away from the road. So this might be the most exciting part of the trail here. So in case you missed out on my Mount Davis episode, which would have been a couple weeks ago, a little fun fact about this area here. As I said before, I'm in Bedford County, but if you were back here in 1921, you would have been considered to be on the tallest mountain in Pennsylvania. And in 1921, a couple geographers got together and basically figured out that Mount Davis in Somerset County, just about an hour away from here, was actually 83 foot taller than this mountain. So this used to be the tallest mountain in Pennsylvania. Now it's the second tallest. So this park, just like so many other parks in Pennsylvania, was heavily deforested back throughout the 1800s and early 1900s. Pretty much every single tree you see in this area is a new growth forest. If you were here back in the early 1900s, 1800s, this would have been a giant barren wasteland, polluted, and wildfires raged rampant from what I've read. Passing steam locomotives, their embers would catch brush on fire, and basically they couldn't get the wildfire problem under control in this area. So the National Park Service actually stepped in and said, hey, we got to do something about this problem that we're having in Pennsylvania. So the National Park Service came in, reforested the land here, and eventually sold the land back to the state of Pennsylvania in 1945 when this park was established. And a little other fun fact about this state park is in 1951, due to the elevation, the Air Force stepped into this park and said, hey, you know what? This is a really good opportunity to put an Air Force base or an Air Force station on top of the second highest point in Pennsylvania. So they ended up building an Air Force base on top of Blue Knob. But yeah, anyway, the Air Force base lasted until 1961. And after that, the ski slopes moved in. They built a ski area, and the rest is pretty much history. Well, I guess if you come to a place that's considered one of the highest spots in Pennsylvania, you should probably expect to have a little elevation gain. And this trail, being only 1.8 miles, it's been a pretty good workout. Surprisingly, it's October 14th right now, and it's 80 degrees out, so feeling pretty good. Did just run into the first hunter I've seen all year, so just another reminder, if you come and hike or do anything outdoors in the fall season, try to stay brightly dressed. And everything from my shirt to my book bag, I'd say I'm all right, but you never know. There's some bad shots out there. Stuff happens, but it's not going to stop me from going out and hiking in my favorite season here. So yeah, I'm going to keep heading up this trail here, and should be linking up with the road here. Here we are, the end of the trail. I can honestly say it was not as exciting as I thought it would be, but anyway, gonna head on back up this road here and hop back in my truck. And this is why you always want to check yourself after going on a trail. This was actually on the inside of my shirt here. I'm not really sure what kind of tick that is, but it was on the inside, so I'm gonna do a good look-see over right now and probably change my jeans out too. But yeah, ticks are bad here in PA. That's what you don't want. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next week from yet another Pennsylvania State Park. So as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me where to go next, and check me out on Instagram at Maxim Outdoors. All right guys, see you next week.